What's up? This is BoxingWave. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Okay, so Erislandy Lara is officially fighting Canelo Alvarez on July 12th. And today I'm going to do another one of my retro videos, okay? If you you have any videos from fights, classic fights, very controversial fights, very close fights. If you have any requests on any fights from the past that you want me to speak of, at least let them be from like 2011 to prior. Make sure you definitely let me know in the comments. I'm gonna try, I'm gonna try to do at least 2 or 3 of these a week, okay? So if you have videos, let me know. I already did Floyd Mayweather, Jose Luis Castillo video, and I also did De La Hoya Trinidad video, okay? Now, today I'm going to speak on Lara versus Paul Williams. And the only reason why I'm doing this video now is because I've been doing some study on Lara and Canelo, and I've been watching their past fights because I'm trying to decide who's going to win this fight, if I could do a prediction video, and how they're going to win the fight. Okay, so I've been reverting back to past fights, and I watched Paul Williams fight with Lara a couple days ago, and I wanted to speak on it. Okay, now this fight, the reason why I'm speaking on this fight, some people requested it, and this is a fight that I had on my personal list to do once I started doing retro fights. The reason why I'm doing this fight is because it was a highly controversial decision, as in a robbery. I don't think this fight was really that close. Paul Williams had just suffered his first knockout loss, okay, to Sergio Martinez, okay? And in my opinion, I think this was a bad choice of a fight, a comeback fight. You know, you lose your first fight, and you don't want to go back into the ring with a guy that fights, that's also a southpaw, that also has a big left hand, the same left hand that you got knocked out by, okay? A Cuban fighter, undefeated, had a very extensive amateur background. I think 300 plus fights. You just don't want to get back in the ring with a guy like this, you know, and it showed in the fight, you know. So basically, I'm not going to go too long because this fight really wasn't that close in my opinion, so I'm going to just give you my thoughts. I think Paul Williams won 3 rounds, okay? I thought he won the 4th, the 5th, and the 10th round. I believe Harold Letterman had the same exact card that I had when I watched the fight. I thought Lara used, you know, and the thing with Lara, certain fights he uses a lazy jab, in certain fights he uses a really sharp jab. He's a southpaw. He uses his right hand, and he has a good jab, a good lead jab, but he doesn't always use it the same way in every fight. Sometimes it's like a lazy jab just to set up the left hand. He's always setting up the left hand. He doesn't throw many combinations, all right? He'll throw, you know, the right and the left, and that's pretty much it, and then he moves it back around. He doesn't throw many combinations, and he doesn't fight that well on the inside. He likes to stay on the outside. I thought Paul Williams had no answer for that big left hand of Lara's. Lara landed it all night. I believe he threw a total punches, landed a total of 42% of his punches that night. He was very, very efficient. He threw half the amount of punches Paul Williams did, and was able to connect with more. All right, it just wasn't close, you know. It was the same thing over and over again for every round. I mean, even a couple of rounds Paul Williams won, it was mainly because, you know, he had such a high volume of punches. He threw over 1,000 punches this fight, but his percentage was like 19%. And you know, I thought he fought a lot better on the inside, but other than that, he never hurt Lara. I thought the last round, Lara only lost that round because he was just trying to play it safe and make sure he won the fight. And the 3 judges, I believe they were suspended. One judge had like 19 title fights. One had 0 title fights and no notable fights at all. And one had 7 title fights. but he picked Judah against he gave Judah the win over Matisse. That's one thing I noticed, and I thought Matisse beat Zab Judah, you know. So, but that was a close fight, so you could go either way with that one. Me personally, I think Matisse won that fight. That was a very close fight itself, but a lot of people complain of the lack of experience with the judges, you know, and I think all three of them were suspended. I think it was two of them gave the slight edge to Paul Williams, and one called it a draw. Okay, it was not a draw. I think anyone that saw the fight would agree that the fight was 10-2 or 9-3. You know what I'm saying? I never heard anyone said that they thought Paul Williams won the fight or thought that it was even that close as the judges ruled it. All right, so Paul Williams, you know, I mean, it's not much really to say about the fight. I mean, Paul Williams did what he usually do, throw a high volume of punches. But Lara was just so efficient with landing that left jab. He landed it all night, just like Sergio Martinez. The only thing people were disappointed with was the fact that Lara wasn't able to stop him like Sergio Martinez. And he landed the shot just as good as Sergio Martinez, but he wasn't able to stop or put Paul Williams away with that punch. Okay, and, other than that, it's really nothing else to talk about. You know, I mean, it was a robbery. You know, and it is a big time robbery. One of the worst robberies I've seen in recent years. So a lot of people don't really count that loss with Lara. I know I don't. You know, I think Carlos Molina did better against Lara than Paul Williams. I think even Vanes Martirosyan and Angulo did much better against Lara than Paul Williams, and they gave Paul Williams the win. Okay, so that's just my thoughts on the fight. Like I said, if you have more fights that you want me to talk about, leave them in the comments. I do pay attention, and I do have them all listed to when I'm scheduled and when I want to try to talk about these fights, because I do have to still talk on the news and the prediction videos. I still have to do those videos, so I try to do these videos as well every, you know, 2 or 3 a week. I'm going to try to stick to doing that. All right, dedicate myself to doing more older fights. Be on the lookout for more. Be on the lookout for more videos to come. I will try to get to some more older fights. Okay, some more fights that are a lot older than the few that I've done so far. So be on the lookout for that, all right? And just keep giving me more fights you want me to go back and speak on, okay? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram now, BoxingWave on Instagram, okay? Thanks.